shouldn't do this thing like this now.
I'm doing my job.
Oh, this is an ugly situation. He's a lawyer now.
I asked you a question, and you asked them to tell me. And I'm asking you, why are you telling me? Eh? I'm asking you, why are you telling me? See, you are wearing uniform.
Push him out. Hold that first.
Why are you telling me?
Push him out into my place.
Listen, they ask me.
But this, we shouldn't do this thing like this now.
I'm doing my job.
Oh, this is an ugly situation.
He's
a lawyer now.
I asked you a question, and you asked them to tell me. And I'm asking you, why are you telling me? Eh? I'm asking you, why are you telling me? See,
You are wearing uniform. You think he's a lawyer now? This guy is a lawyer now. He's a lawyer now.
Why are you telling me? I'm a lawyer. I'm not.
But he has not done anything wrong now. Oh my God! Why you just behaving like this? This guy is a lawyer now.
Mind your words.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Push it up. Tell me why I'm telling you. Push it up.
This guy has done nothing.
I'm still asking you why you telling me.
He has done nothing.
I'm ready for that. They tell me why I'm telling you. I'm still asking you. Tell me why I'm telling you. I'm asking you, tell me why I'm telling you. For doing my job as a lawyer. And you get right to talk to someone. See, you don't force me. You don't force me.
Let's go.
See, I know my job. I ask you a question.
Yes,
you are,
please, can you go?
See, you see how your people are enjoying me.
Please, can you go? Please, can you go?
See,
Please, can you go?
Let me have that answer. Which one? This one. Push him out. Hold that first.
why are you telling me?
For front of you.
See,
Push him out into my place.
listen, they ask me. Listen now.
Push it out. But this, we shouldn't do this thing like this now.
I'm doing my job.
Oh, this is an ugly situation.
He's
a lawyer now.
I asked you a question, and you asked them to tell me. And I'm asking you, why are you telling me? Eh? I'm asking you, why are you telling me? See,
You are wearing uniform. You think he's a lawyer now? This guy is a lawyer now. He's a lawyer now.
why are you telling me? I'm a lawyer. I'm not.
But he has not done anything wrong now. Oh my God! Why you just behaving like this? This guy is a lawyer now.
Mind your words.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Push it up. Tell me why I'm telling you. Push it up.
This guy has done nothing.
I'm still asking you why you telling me.
He has done nothing.
I'm ready for that. They tell me why I'm telling you.
Very good morning to you and welcome to the Friday edition of Trending Issues. Yes, thank God it's Friday. I usually get excited when it's Friday, yes, because I get to have some rest and you get to have some rest. But then there are also some people that will not get that opportunity to rest. Some also work on Saturdays and Sundays. All right, whatever be the case, thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trending Issues. I'm your regular host on the program, Faith Okanwa. Don't forget you can join us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, everything there. Just join us. Also, you can share using the share button so that your friends, your families, even your enemies can also hook up to what we're doing today on Trending Issues. Of course, you know how we do it. We talk about issues that are trending in Nigeria and, of course, outside Nigeria. Of course, so many things are trending, and we'll get to talk about it on this platform, AF Television Trending Issues. You have the right also to drop your comments and your contributions on all the topics listed. As you can see from the platform, you can drop your comments on the topics that we are talking about. All right, let's quickly start today's trending issues with a video that has gone viral showing some operatives of Nigeria Customs Service, and these persons were seen in that video manhandling a man, and this man turned out to be a lawyer that came to the customs office to effect a bail of his client. And of course, you could see them pushing him around and manhandling him. Of course, it is not a good sight to behold, and so many people have been talking about that video. Of course, it has gone viral on social media, but now the Nigerian Customs Service have come out to explain, and they are saying that please, this video is dated to 2021, around September or October or so, and they are saying that we did not manhandle this man, and of course they affirm that he is a lawyer that came to effect a bail of his client whose car was accosted. And according to them, they said that the man failed to provide some documents, necessary documents, and they tried to send him, that is a word they use, send him out of the office because he was constructing obstruction and nuisance, according to them. Okay, we'll just take a few of the statements as released by the Nigerian Customs Service as regards to that video that has got some persons talking, especially on social media. I'm going to quote that statement from the Nigerian Customs Service, and they said the attention of the Nigerian Customs Service has been drawn to a video that has gone viral on social media. This incident occurred at Customs Headquarters, Abuja, on the 9th of September 2021. The individual being restrained in this video is a lawyer who came to represent a client whose car, a 2013 Lexus, was seized by our operatives in one of our sting operations. On the day in question, the lawyer was admitted into Customs Headquarters in the company of two other lawyers. One of them was his client. On being ushered into the investigation unit, they were requested to produce either the detention or seizure notice of the vehicle in question. This is a document issued to owners of goods seized or detained by customs. It shows, among other things, who made the seizure or detention, the item itself, where and from whom it was detained or seized. It is required as part of the standard operating procedure for purposes of investigation to ascertain the real owner of goods detained or seized to avoid misrepresentation, sequel to documentation, and the taking of statements. The request of the investigating officer was met with a negative response by the lawyers, who insisted that the investigating officer took his statement regardless of this fundamental breach in the procedure. All attempts to explain the position of the service in this regard was met with vehemence and contempt. This left the investigating officer with no option but to demand the exit from his office, as their continued presence constituted obstruction of duty. Okay, especially when he had other persons to attend to. It was the unruly behavior of this lawyer at the investigation unit that called for him to be restrained and removed, as clearly evidenced in the video. In restraining this lawyer, absolute care was taken. Let me take that part again. In restraining this lawyer, absolute care was taken to ensure that he came to no personal harm. Indeed, his attitude was clearly at variance with that of his two other colleagues, as he failed to comport himself in the manner befitting of his noble profession. That is a statement credited to the Nigerian Customs Service, part of that statement. And I pick interest in that particular line that they took adequate care in sending him out of the office. But then the video we've been seeing on social media, the particular video that you're seeing on your screen now, does it show that the Nigerian Customs Service officials really did well to ask him out? Can't you see that he was being manhandled? Of course, Nigerian Customs Service, I said, we did not manhandle him. We just tried to, explain things to him, ask for some documents, but he failed to provide these documents, and we tried to ask him out of the office. We did not manhandle him. Of course, pictures and videos are very evidence that you cannot doctor sometimes and you cannot misinterpret. Of course, they have given their own interpretation and the video is giving its own interpretation. But then that is a statement the Nigeria Customs Service have released as regards to that video, saying that this man, the lawyer that came to bail his client whose car was seized, was not manhandled. He was just asked civilly to leave the office. Of course, you can give your own opinion on that video. Do you think that Nigeria Customs did well by pushing that man out of the? Of course, there are so many ways to ask him out, and the other persons, not just pushing him like a common criminal. All right, trending issues. AF Television, join us on all our social media platforms. We'll talk about issues that are trending both in Nigeria and, of course, outside Nigeria. As it comes in, we'll talk about it. And you have the opportunity to drop your comments and contributions as well. All right, let's move a little bit away from Nigeria before we come back to Nigeria, our country. Let's move to Russia and Ukraine. You know, they have been in loggerhead for some time, and this war started in 2014. Some people will say, yes, we need war, and some persons like us will say, no, we do not need war. Whatever be the case, please do not say yes to war. War is not a very good thing. It's better you see it on movies, but then when you witness it in reality, it is not a good thing. Of course, Vladimir Putin of Russia, that's the Russian president, on Thursday announced a full launch of invasion of Ukraine. And you know, they have been having a sovereignty issue, border issue, joining NATO and not joining NATO, who is going to have more power or not, who should join NATO and who should not join NATO. And now Putin declared yesterday that we are launching a military invasion in Ukraine. And some persons have been condemning it, including the United Nations and every other body. And Putin seemed to be adamant as he has continued that onslaught in Ukraine. Of course, Russia is firing and Ukraine is firing back, and some persons have lost their lives, some persons have fled, some are still on their way running to the airports, which of course are locked down. Nobody is moving in, nobody is moving out. And of course, people are at the detriment of this invasion and war. When war comes up, people die, both young, both old, and it's very unfortunate. Now we're looking at what Nigerian government is doing and saying as regards to this invasion and war currently ongoing in Russia, Ukraine, by Russia. Yes, Russia invaded Ukraine, and it has not been a good sight to behold. If you've seen some of the videos and the pictures trending online on social media, you agree with me that it is not a good thing to be involved in war. And of course, we have some of our citizens, some of our brothers and sisters studying or doing one thing or the other in Ukraine, and of course in Russia. Some videos trended last night showing some Russians protesting in their country, saying, Putin, president, please stop this onslaught, stop this war. And of course Putin is saying, whosoever come between I and Ukraine will be dealt seriously. And of course we hope that Putin will heed to people's advice. Of course, the U.S. Army have been, they're about to be sent to Germany, not to Russia or Ukraine, you know, and Biden is saying that we have frozen all the accounts, all the bank accounts holding major assets of Russia. And of course, it is not a good one for Russia then. It is not a good one for the global market. The global market has plunged, market shares, everything has gone down. But then the Nigerian government, as regards to its citizens in Ukraine, what are they doing? And some persons there have been calling out, please come and rescue us. Even one pastor residing in Ukraine came on social media and he was lamenting, this is real, we are really suffering from this war, and he was calling for prayers and help. And some other people, especially students, were calling for federal government to come and evacuate them. But then the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja released a statement as regards to that invasion. I'm going to take that statement before we look at what the Nigerian embassy in Ukraine is saying about this invasion and its citizens there. Okay, I'm going to take the quote from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The statement signed by Francisca Omayuli, spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And the statement was titled, Federal Government Reassures Its Commitment to the Safety of Nigerians in Ukraine. The federal government of Nigeria has received with surprise reports of the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has been reassured by the Nigerian embassy in Ukraine of the safety of Nigerians in that country, and measures being undertaken to keep them safe and facilitate the evacuation and those who wish to leave. The federal government wishes to assure the families with loved ones in Ukraine that as soon as the airports in the country are opened, it would assist in facilitating the evacuation of Nigerians who are willing to leave. In the meantime, the Nigerian mission has confirmed that military action by the Russians has been confined to military installation. That is the statement released by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with regards to that Russia invasion of Ukraine. And they are saying that the reports came as a shock. It came as a surprise, however, to Nigeria. And some persons are not buying that idea. Of course, we know that the talk has been on, and Putin has been threatening, I'm going to bombard Ukraine for some time now, for months, weeks, and now he fulfilled his promise. And the Foreign Affairs of Nigeria, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, are saying that it came as a shock to them. I don't know the shock there. But then another concern to me is where they said that Nigerians in Ukraine will be evacuated, those ones that want to be evacuated, if the airports are opened. Yes, the airports are closed. No airport in Ukraine is open. Nobody is coming in, nobody is going out. But then the question is there nothing the federal government of Nigeria can do to ensure that its citizens in Ukraine are not killed in this attack? Must they wait for the airports to open before they look for means or ways, look for adequate measures to ensure that Nigerians, our brothers and sisters, that are studying there, that are working, that are doing one thing or the other, are safe? Of course, we have neighboring countries. Maybe they can just liaise with some of the countries there and then move these persons to there. But then, I don't know how possible it is. But I know that the Nigerian government can do a lot to ensure that our citizens in Ukraine are not too much and badly affected by this. Okay, let's look at what the Nigerian embassy is saying. And it seems that Nigerians in Ukraine are on their own, as just judging by what the Nigerian embassy is saying in their statement. And of course, they said, we are still open. If you have anything, you can just come to us. But then you have to be a man. You have to be a woman. That is just the interpretation of that statement. And safeguard yourself. Be safe. Let's just take part of that statement from the Nigerian embassy. And it read, the embassy urges Nigerian nationals resident in Ukraine to remain calm, but be very vigilant and be responsible for their personal security and safety. So if you're in Ukraine, be calm. That is the Nigerian embassy telling you now, please be calm. But then you have to be responsible for your safety and your security. Let's continue with this the statement. The embassy wishes to add that should any of Nigerian nationals consider the situation as emotionally disturbing, such nationals may wish to temporarily relocate to anywhere considered safe by private arrangements. Alright? They should, however, ensure that they do all the needful to validate all their resident documents for ease of return to the country when desired. In addition, in case of students seeking such temporary location, they are enjoined to seek proper clearance and guarantee from the respective institutions, authorities, and agents on the way forward in respect to their studies during the period thereafter. All right, that is the statement from the Nigerian embassy telling Nigerians in Ukraine, please be calm. Even as they are being calm, you have to take responsibility of your safety and security. Yes, everybody has to be on his own, save your head, but then should we be telling us such thing? Of course, we hope that the federal government will sit down and look at various options to see that Nigerians in Ukraine are safe and sound. Of course, they are our children, they are our brothers and sisters, they are our families, they are our parents, they are our friends that are doing so many things, one thing or the other, in Ukraine. And also, Russia, President Putin, please call back your troops. Of course, the U.S. government, the UN, so many people have called on Putin to please withdraw his troops. And we hope that probably by next week he will heed to a series of advice, good advice, and they call back troops, and so that this war will come to an end God willing. All right, trending issues, AF television. Join us on all our social media platforms on the topics that we are talking about. Drop your comments and your contributions. Use the share button and share so that everybody can also hook up to what we're doing on today's edition, Friday edition of Trending Issues. All right, let's move ahead to another topic that we are talking about. Of course, in Nigeria, let's come back to Nigeria, where the Super Falcons of Nigeria, the female senior Super Falcons of Nigeria, something very sad happened to them. Let's put it like that. Something very sad happened to them. You know, they qualified for AWCON, that's the African Women's Cup of Nations, on Wednesday. They defeated the Cote d'Ivoire 1-0 goal. And they came back. They were supposed to come back to Nigeria, from Abuja to Nigeria. Yes, God saw them through and they came back to Nigeria through the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. Then, they could not go to their various houses or wherever they were supposed to rest at that point. They were just stuck in the airport. Why? COVID-19 protocols and so many other things. Of course, in a video shared by Francisca, that she said that they have not been told why they are being kept there for hours. We'll just play you that video for a while, and when we come back, we'll talk more about it.
No, we came back. We arrived at 12:30 from Ivory Coast, and this is 4 a.m. We're stuck in here, locked inside. We don't know what's happening. Someone should talk to us. Someone should just talk to us. Please. This is a Super Falcons. This is a national team. We're stuck in here for no reason. They're not letting us go out.
abin da suke a airport banda karɓar kuɗi da muka zo ma mun ga suna da mu ba su kuɗi na mai mun je mun ciwo kwallo muna nan muna wahala.
After holding us for 5 hours because of COVID, now they locked everywhere. Like, who does that? We are so angry. We need some answers, please. We arrived at 12:30. Look at the time. This is 4 a.m. 4 a.m. at the airport in our own country. This is a national team. No, we came back. We arrived at 12:30 from Ivory Coast, and this is 4 a.m. We're stuck in here, locked inside. We don't know what's happening. Someone should talk to us. Someone should just talk to us. Please. This is a Super Falcons. This is a national team. We're stuck in here for no reason. They're not letting us go out.
abin da suke a airport banda karɓar kuɗi da muka zo ma mun ga suna da mu ba su kuɗi na mai mun je mun ciwo kwallo muna nan muna wahala.
After holding us for 5 hours because of COVID, now they locked everywhere. Like, who does that? We are so angry. We need some answers, please. We arrived at 12:30. Look at the time. This is 4 a.m. 4 a.m. at the airport in our own country. This is a national team.
All right, and that video showing the Super Falcons of Nigeria, our female players that just qualified for AWCON. They did well, but then it seems that let's not say that Nigeria tried to make them feel bad after doing well. Yes, we know that we are in the era of COVID-19 and we have certain protocols and everything, but then we have the right to get the information at every point in time. Had it been that these persons explained to them, this is why we are keeping you for long, I think it wouldn't have escalated. Of course, Francisca Odegba, Super Falcons, a defender, shared that video, and she was lamenting very bitterly that they were kept for over 4 hours at that airport. They arrived 4 a.m. and they were kept. Of course, they needed to rest, and some persons started dragging the NFF and Abuja, the federal government, and every other persons. And of course, the NFF has released a statement, and they said that the situation was beyond them, that there was nothing they could have done at that point because they had done their bit to ensure that these persons are allowed into the country. I will just take a few of the statements by the NFF Secretary General, that's Dr. Mohammed Sanusi, and he wrote, "It was an unfortunate incident because we had our protocol officers on the ground at the airport and they did the needful before the team arrived. We are a responsible organization, and the various national teams have been going out and returning to Nigeria since these COVID-19 protocols, procedures, and guidelines started. We have never been caught napping. Okay, the issue had to do with COVID-19 protocols, and we had no control over how things would be approached by the officials in charge at the airport each time. In this particular case, we fulfilled our parts of the requirements. However, some other groups of individuals arrived at the same time as the Super Falcons contingent and were bent on circumventing the process, and this compelled the health officials to adopt stern measures and even lock up some of their offices. It was beyond us, but we have already apologized to our players and officials over the incident. That is the Secretary General of NFF, that's talking about Mohammed Sanusi, explaining that incident. That is the AFCON women, Super Falcons women of Nigeria, the Super Falcons players of Nigeria that were stuck in the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. Of course, they have apologized. Let's hope that they have taken their apology in good faith. All right, let's go to the final story before we call it a wrap on today's edition of Trending Issues, and it has to do with an event that happened yesterday in Edo State. A robbery incident, broad daylight, at about 3:30 p.m. That was in the afternoon. The guts of these people is still amazing me as I speak to you. But then that is to say that our security personnel are not doing enough to ensure that Nigerians are secured and protected. And of course, other institutions, not just individuals, institutions and bodies are being secured and protected as constitution and everything demands. Of course, this issue happened in Edo State. Let's play the video and we're back to talk about it.
They don't come back to where we
see them. Kai. Oh boy, God of Messiah. See. Okay, now 3:30 they even bring go. This one at 3:30. Oh boy, not talk that one though. This one saying these are criminals. My brother. These people, they ridiculous, I swear. See. Now they even still get this cow. See, oh God. See, cha cars when they carry come. See, these people they carry money. See as people they carry money. Oh. Now the red Corolla, 9 money deal. In case say they want track this man, now the red Corolla. See as they do shoot. Not be only for. See these people, see them. You see as they gallant, oh boy. Jesus Christ. Oh boy, go on what these people carry. Police not get on. Go on what they carry.
bro, carry that to calm down. You people watch them. Carry that down. What thing you do? You don't do the main thing. Bro, they don't come back to where we
see them. Kai. Oh boy, God of Messiah.
Mercy.
Okay, now 3:30 they even bring go. This one at 3:30. Oh boy, not talk that one though. This one saying these are criminals. My brother. These people, they ridiculous.
Alright, that ugly incident happened in Uromi, Eastern Northeast local government area of Edo State yesterday. Very unfortunate and a sad event that so many people have described as a coordinated robbery, because they said about 4 commercial banks were affected. The same day after robbing this bank, they went to the other 4 commercial. Is this money that they are carrying or bags of rice? Because these guys are carrying these bags as if it is too heavy. Maybe because I've not seen such amount of money, because probably they were carrying trillions of dollars, of nairas and every other thing, and it was so heavy. But then, whatever be the case, the question is, what was the Nigerian security forces, so many of them, all the security agencies in Nigeria will have, what were they doing at that point in time. And some persons have died. Some persons died yesterday. About 6 persons were said to be involved in that incident that happened. 6 persons were said to have died, and 2 persons are also said to be policemen. But then the Nigerian police in that state, the Edo State Police Commander, yet to issue a statement, a comprehensive statement trying to tell us what actually happened. But then we know that we have security personnel who it is their responsibility to dull such tension and ensure that these persons do not take our money. Of course, it is not good to indulge in such acts. That is why we keep telling you, stay away from crime, stay away from every activity that will not do you good. Of course, you could hear gunshots, sporadic shootings. It seems where we have now normalized sporadic shootings in the states in Nigeria, and that it is not good at that. All right, trending issues. That is how we'll call it a wrap on the Friday edition of Trending Issues. Thank you so much for being part of today's edition. Thank you for hooking up on our social media platforms. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. My name is still Faith Okanwa. Until I come your way next time, it is bye for now.